Welcome back. Today we're diving into Amazing Spider-Man issue 28. After the intense events of Death Spiral, Peter Parker thinks he finally has a moment to catch his breath and relax. However, his downtime is cut short by a massive new magical threat that puts the very fabric of space and time at risk. Let's jump right into the story. Peter Parker laying on his bed as he says, "It's fine. Everything's totally fine. A little nap and I'll be better than good. I survived deep space and Rocket Raccoon's cooking, stopped a serial killer, saved Aunt May, didn't get symbioted by Carnage, not a real word, but definitely good." Peter, increasingly stressed, continues, "Mary Jane's Venom now, though. That's challenging. And I have a cousin? Sure, why not? Brian is still in the hospital, and I think all my other friends hate me. But it'll be fine. Gotta put my life back together, though. Was away for way too long," as we see a strange green glow begin to emanate from inside a dresser drawer when a massive energy burst erupts and you hear, "Spider-Man!" as Peter jumps up screaming. We see a giant blue projection of Doctor Strange appear in Peter's room as he cringes in his bed in shock, and Doctor Strange continues, "This is a message from the past. Sirius is coming and you must close the loop. I cannot say how much time has passed since you built this artifact, but you will certainly recall its cosmic purpose." Peter terrified as he continues, "You called it the Bill and Ted maneuver? I pray that your plan is not as infantile as it sounds." As Peter responds, "Oh crap." Spider-Man is seen quickly swinging through the city as he replays what Doctor Strange told him. A time portal will open in Manhattan, a doorway to the past created by Sirius. You must be at the exact location of the portal at the exact time it opens, so that you can aid your past self in battle to close the time loop you created. Should you fail, the Scions will be triumphant, Earth will fall, chaos will envelop the multiverse. Spider-Man says, "I hate magic so much." At the exact moment, he hears an explosion occur in the street below him. He starts saying, "Deep breaths. This was the plan. Device goes off with hours to spare. Get uptown, position yourself, maybe even take the nap. It'll be fine." Few minutes later, we see Titania and Absorbing Man causing a ruckus in the streets. Spider-Man shoots webbing into Absorbing Man's eyes as he says, "So many relationships fail because people don't have their thing, except for that crime part. What you've built with Absorbing Man is beautiful. Couple goals." As Absorbing Man screams, "Titania, babe, I'm blinded." She responds, "Only by love, babe, I got this," as she punches Spider-Man across the face with massive force. He's flying backwards into a hot dog stand, which explodes into a mess of mustard and meat as he says, "Okay, that was just sloppy. Maybe I need to make that nap a priority, or someone's going to make it involuntary. So foul, so wretched. It'll be fine." More time than expected later, we cut to the aftermath of the fight. Titania cradling a defeated Absorbing Man whose body has grotesquely absorbed the contents of the hot dog cart that Spider-Man threw at him, as Spider-Man says, "And that's why we watch what we put into our bodies, kids. It's a temple, not the bottom of a Penn Station platform." Titania screaming, "What did you do to him? Crusher!" Spider-Man, "You ever see that show Chopped? That, but with superpowers. Just shovel him into a nice bed of sauerkraut. It'll wear off eventually." As we see Spider-Man swinging away, he says, "Quick swing through a car wash so I don't smell like do dirty water dogs. And still plenty of time to save the..." As the phone rings, he picks it up and says, "Hey, what's up? Now? Like right now?" We cut to the Baxter building. Inside, Ben Grimm is losing a game of chess to the a small symbiote, with Johnny Storm and Ray watching. The Thing, "Ya hustling little bag of borscht, you beat me 37 out of 39 times? And you can't even use the litter box. You're a cheater." Johnny Storm chimes in, "I feel like there's something to be said about rocks for brains, but it's too obvious." As Ray says, "I still don't understand how a game without risk of losing fingers is fun." Beaten, dirty Spider-Man walks in carrying the golden artifact as he says, Is this the lost and found department? I misplaced a few wayward aliens slightly banged up as Ray screams, Peter! She jumps into Spider-Man's arms, kisses him passionately as Johnny Storm looks shocked. Johnny, talking to Ben, I'm shaving immediately. The thing, some guys got it and some guys ain't those guys. Ray pulls away as she says, you smell of salted meat. Also, I am free of disease. Peter responds, huge win, especially after that greeting, as he looks over to Johnny and says, hey, flame brain, as Johnny responds, webhead. Peter goes over to Ben and asks, they give you any trouble? Nah, best house kiss we had in a while, only accidentally opened the negative zone that one time, but that symbiote's a dirty cheater. You gotta keep an eye on him. Ben looks down at the glowing artifact and asks, hey, what's that doohickey? Time paradox. Oh, I hate those. As Reed Richards and Sue Storm walk in with Glitch yelling, is this the torturous quarantine finally at the end? This genius is insufferable. As Peter hugs Sue, as she goes, whoa, he responds, sorry, Sue, morning hot dog got the better of me. Everyone good to go? Peter responds, your friends have been examined, purged of hazardous biological agents, and inoculated against all known diseases for a light year around the Earth. As Johnny chimes in, fun fact, Ray's still lactose intolerant. As Ray says, you never told me that ice cream would hurt, Peter. I crave more of that sweet anguish. Peter about to leave through the window as he looks at the time and says, we'll get ice cream soon, but I'm sort of in the middle of something. Can you guys get back to my place without me? As Ray says, but the square of Times Square awaits. Peter swings out the window, waving goodbye to the group as he yells, please guys, directly to my apartment. We'll do something after, I promise. As we see Ray talking to Glitch, we're not going to the small apartment, are we? Glitch, of course not. Cut to Brian Nearing as we see he's in an internal struggle as he says, just call him, you stupid idiot. He's your friend, he's going to be cool. As the mushroom hive that's living within him says, we are your friends, you saved us. He responds, yeah, and this is totally normal that I hear voices now. As the voices respond, this is the song of us. We share, we grow together. As he yells, I'm a freak. I need help. Shouldn't have left the hospital. As the voices respond, you are strong, Father. We are strong. We are strong together. As he yells, prove it. We cut to the Rand Enterprise building where Peter works as someone asks him, have you been to see Brian yet? He responds, I tried. He was conked out whenever I went to visit. I hear he's home, but he hasn't answered my calls. Peter continues, I'm supposed to take my aunt to an appointment, Astrid, but you used the word urgent 5 times, so what's up? She responds, I told you that I'm investigating the accident. Well, I found something. The night before Brian inhaled a face full of genetically engineered spores, someone logged in with your credentials and rewrote 35 lines of code that led to a critical failure in the power distribution centers of the Mysoteria. Peter, you don't think I did that? As he thinks to himself, Ben Reilly when he was posing as me. Astrid responds, you're a lot of things, Peter, but a corporate saboteur probably isn't one of them. Still, the puzzle has been bugging me. So I reviewed all the code you've written since you came back to work here, 15,000 lines, and I did it in 3 days. I compared your work on the Mysoteria nanofiltration units and the subsequent work on the microtransistor load dispersion array, and it looks like the program was done by 2 different people. The sabotage, specifically, was in the style of the second one. As she points to the code on the screen, we see BR, which stands for Ben Reilly, is greater than PP, Peter Parker. At best, you have a split personality that codes differently. Unlikely, though. Worst best, you are outsourcing the programming and taking credit for it. Unethical, but most likely, or the worst, you vibe code with AI, which makes me puke a little in my mouth. As Peter says, I don't know what to say. As they respond, the truth would be optimal for all of us. As Peter sadly says, the truth? I can't explain the difference in the code. I didn't sabotage the project, and I'm so sorry that I wasn't here to protect Brian. The doctor responds, Peter, come on, that's all you can give me? Pete, it's all I have. Sorry. Then I have no choice but to suspend you until we conclude our investigation. Peter responds, I figured, I'm sorry, as we see Spider-Man swinging away as he thinks, damn it, I really like this job, as we see someone watching him on the rooftop. quickly cut to Times Square to see Ray, Glitch, and Simbi walking around and are bombarded by tourists taking photos of them and New Yorkers who think they are some sort of superheroes as they are having fun exploring restaurants in that area. Much later, Spider-Man is swinging downward between skyscrapers as he continues following the artifact and narrates, "I'm spinning, spiraling actually. My friends think I abandoned them. Aunt May barely believes I'm a functioning adult. I probably just lost the best job I've ever had in a long time because I wasn't strong enough to stop a monster from punching me across the universe or keep my clone from mucking up my life. And now I may break time because juggling the shards of my life is a full-time job. I'm an utter failure." At that very second, the portal opens, Spider-Man punches Sirio, sends her back through the portal. As he sees his past self, he narrates, "I remember how this felt. I wasn't broken yet, but on my way. The moment was a small win after some brutal losses. A glimmer of hope from future me." He talks to his past self as he says, "Don't you love a paradox past me?" That Peter says, "Right now, yes." As we see the portal start to close, Spider-Man says, "FYI, the idea you had before Sirius time jumped about creating a device to detect when the future jump happens is spot on." Past Peter, "Now I just have to do the hard part. Work with Strange in doing it." Spider-Man, "I have faith in you, but look, I can't say too much. Hang in there, okay?" As he thinks to himself, "I lied through my teeth, because even though you'll successfully close the time loop, you're about to die. And even though you'll ultimately win against the Scions of Sidorak and save the world, it's gonna hurt a lot." A tired, defeated Spider-Man sits down on the rooftop. "And just when you get over that and life looks good, you'll meet Hellgate and lose everything. Your life will fall apart, your friends will hate you, you'll lose your job." We hear someone say, "Excuse me, sir?" As the exhausted Spider-Man looks up and sees Kintsugi, who's wearing a white and gold suit with a shield, as he says, "Spider-Man, do you remember me?" And Spider-Man says, "Yes, I do. Did you get demoted or something? I thought it was Captain Kintsugi." Kintsugi says, "My name was a mouthful, so I shortened it." "Right, I'm sorry. I just wanted to thank you for saving my mom. When the hobgoblin attacked her, I know you help a lot of people, so it's probably a blur, but she was in big trouble and you saved her. You didn't even know her, and yet you saved her. After that, I knew I could not do this. So yeah, it was you. Thanks. You inspired me. I'm gonna go before I embarrass myself some more." As Spider-Man says, Why would that name Kitsugi? What does it mean?" He responds, "When something breaks like pottery, there's like a Japanese art where they use gold to put the pieces back together. It makes it stronger than before, and it's a reminder. Our flaws, the cracks in life that make us stronger. I know it's still hard to pronounce, but..." Spider-Man cuts him off and says, "No, it's perfect." Spider-Man gets up and says, "I was planning to lie here for a few days feeling sorry for myself, but I just remembered. I got some work to do. I'll see you around." As we see Spider-Man stand up on the rooftop, looking over the city as he reassures himself and pumps himself up. "All right, you heard the kid. Cracks make you stronger. Hang in there, Spider-Man. It's all gonna be fine." And this concludes this issue of Amazing Spider-Man. Thanks for hanging out, and I'll see you next time.